And you know it's going to be against a very good opponent of either Pierce City or Jayhawk Lynn. Look for the Lady Indians. They may stick around and watch part of that game. Stay here and watch the boys' game here as the boys get set to take on Columbus. On the loser side of the bracket, the boys come out with a hard loss last night against Park. Entered into his stat keeper, and there's about 5 minutes till a tip-off. The Styles Fitness and More tip-off. And
so not sure how the signal's coming out online, but we're doing the best that we can in this gymnasium.
Welcome back to the Richie's Pharmacy pregame show. Dan been alongside Mike McCracken, where the Indian boys are getting ready to take on Columbus here in a couple minutes. We'll look for a good matchup here as the Indians have played Columbus once, lost.
So look for them to be hungry here in this game, looking to come out and prove themselves, get a little confidence back, and we'll hope that one of the things they can overcome is their cold shooting that they've had down here. In Cherokee so far at the Lancer Classic, just not being able to get the ball to fall through the basket. And that'll be one of the things that hopefully for this game their luck will change. Look for Brendan Doherty, kind of kept quiet last night, wasn't able to get that three-pointer going. Hopefully he'll come out here like he has in the past, and I would bet that he's going to come in early with the first possession or second and get a chance to get his hands on the ball and try to light it up from out last night. Hopefully that's not going to be an issue for him. I did notice later in the game he had the tape taken back off of it, so maybe it just got jammed up a little bit, swollen, and hopefully he's taking care of that today. Looks like he's not got it taped up tonight, playing pretty healthy. So overall, I think the boys come out here ready to play and show that they can do something here on offense tonight.
And if you're unable to watch on the live stream, we apologize for that. We'll try to work on that before tomorrow if we can't get it running tonight, but really strapped from time. It worked in the new gym, or we're going to call the East Gym. And that bigger gym seemed to get along just fine. We've got along fine all year long, but now we're having trouble with bandwidth in this old gymnasium, and that's the way these old block roof metal buildings are. We're just lucky to get cell phone reception, so skip on over to 105.5 on the audio side and listen to us on the radio if you can't pick it up on the internet. We hope you're able to. And we're getting set for the Styles Fitness More tip-off here in just a minute as we get set to go over starting lineups for each team, and we look for a good matchup here tonight in this second round against St. Paul and Columbus. Indians trying to get back on the right angle, not playing the best game in the world last night, not handling that press very good. Boy, there's a big difference, Mike, when you go from just like St. Paul, new gym to old gym. This one looks a little more collapsed in here. The rim looks a little closer to the ground, and
a lot different look.
Sidelines are real close to the benches.
Real close to us, too. A lot different look for us down here on about the third row, so we got pretty good seat, too.
And we're not even going to go over starting lineups. We're going to roll right into a ball game here as everybody's out on the floor set to tip off. So Mike and I haven't seen Columbus play. We was both gone the night Keith was nice enough to bring that game to you to the tournament, as Mike and I was both gone. So we'll see Brendan Doherty set to tip off against number 13. It looks like Lawrence on the floor, as well as Lagle. And number 1, Stanley. Number 2, Wolliver. And number 11, Cassidy. Cassidy just a sophomore, 5'8" sophomore. Stanley and Wolliver, both seniors. And Lawrence, a 6'4" senior.
Knocked it out of bounds on the jump. I guess they jump again.
Doherty did?
Yep.
Doherty tipped it out of bounds on the jump, so we're going to re-jump. And the re-jump, Columbus is going to control the tip this time. He gets it off to Cassidy, the 5'8" sophomore. Over to the right wing to Stanley. Back up top to Lawrence. Lawrence back to Stanley. Cassidy over left wing now to Wooliver. Wooliver drives against Lemons, and they're going to call a carry on Wooliver. Turnover against Columbus, gives it back to the Indians. St. Paul basketball, first possession of the game for them. Just underway here. I want to thank the title sponsor, Farmers Bank. Doherty at left wing. He's guarded by Wooliver. He's got a height advantage on Wooliver, so we'll look for Doherty to go inside some here. Lemons over to Bourne. So on the floor for the Indians is Braven Bourne, Anthony Albertini, Caleb Peckett, Caleb Lemons, and Brendan Doherty. 4 seniors and a sophomore on the floor for the Indians. Peckett at right wing with it. Peckett kicks it out to Doherty, over to Albertini. Albertini picked up out there by Lagle. He looks inside, nobody there. Back to Bourne, very patient against this man-to-man defense. Now into Albertini, turnaround shot, good. Good back screen and good shot by Albertini to get the Indians on the board, 2-0 early on here in the first quarter. Cassidy with the basketball, swings it to the right wing to Lawrence. Lawrence against Doherty. Feeds it up top to Wooliver. Now to Stanley. Stanley into the lane against Pekka. Floater on the way and good by Stanley. Bourne with the basketball.
Was it number 1, Sailor?
Sailor Stanley. Stanley's his last name. Sailor Stanley.
That's what you get.
I'm going by last name.
So I got it.
Stanley scores. Doherty into the lane, and he's going to be a jump ball. And possession arrow is going to stay with the Indians as Columbus had the jump. So as Lagle tied Doherty up and got the jump call, possession arrow stays with the Indians, tied at 2. Indians basketball. 3-pointer by Caleb Pekka, left wing, way off, no good. Rebound, it's going to be a foul on Doherty. His first, team foul number 1 on the Indians, as Mike's going to have to do a good job keeping track of fouls because there is no foul.
Yep, that's going to be a challenge, but I'll do my best.
So he's going to have to help me out on team fouls. I don't have nothing to look at. Mike, I believe that's the first foul on either team.
Yeah.
So Cassidy with the basketball for Columbus. We're tied at 2. Early on in the first quarter, 5:58 left to go in the first. Stanley at left wing with it, feeds it back up top to Wooliver. Now to Cassidy, drives in the lane, kicks it out, and number 13 loses it. Lawrence, Doherty comes out there with it. Doherty moves it ahead to Lemons at right wing. Lemon to the elbow, out to Bourne. 3-point shot by him, left wing, good. Braven Bourne nails a 3 from the left wing, getting Indians a 5-2 lead. Cassidy with the basketball, picked up out there by Bourne, up by the timeline, swings it over to Lawrence. Lawrence back up top. Now Stanley with it, feeds it to Wooliver at right wing. Over to Cassidy at left wing. Bounce pass inside in between the legs, but somehow Lagle comes out there with it, turns around and scores. 5-4. Indians up by 1. Now a little press applied by Columbus. Doherty with it, feeds it to Caleb Pekka, now up to Bourne. Bourne off of his leg, and it's turnover. Columbus comes out there with it. Wooliver with it, all the way to the rim. Euro step layup, no good. Lagle with the rebound and putback is good. 6-5. Columbus leads by 1. Now Pekka right back down with it, feeds it to Albertini, out to Lemons. Lemons up to Bourne. 3-pointer again by him. Off the rim, no good. Rebound, Wooliver for Columbus. 6-5. Indians trail by 1. Lawrence, now Lagle in front of the rim, short, no good. Rebound fought for. It's going to be a jump ball as Lawrence ties up with Pekka, and it's going to be Columbus basketball under their own rim. Columbus basketball, 6-5. Indians trail by 1. Columbus with possession of the ball. Cassidy, 3-point shot from the baseline, off the rim, no good. Rebound, Lagle, he ends up on the floor. Cassidy again, another 3-point shot, off the rim, no good. Doherty with the rebound, that's going to be a foul on Wooliver. His first. St. Paul basketball. And they trail by 1 with 4:16 left to go here in the first quarter. As number 21 checks in for Columbus, that's Sears, the 5'8 senior. Bourne with the basketball. Indians trail by 1, 6-5, 4:12 left to go here in the first. Albertini with the ball, left wing, Anthony Albertini. the senior statesman for the Albertini brothers. Bourne right wing with it. Looks inside. He misses Anthony Albertini on the back cut. A lot of pressure put on by this man-to-man defense by Columbus. High pressure up top. So look for the Indians to try to penetrate at some point as Doherty Lemons throws it right behind Doherty. 3:44 left to go here in the first. 6-5. Columbus up by 1. Cassidy with the basketball for Columbus. Over to Stanley. Now to Lawrence with it. Alley-oop in to Lago is taken away by Doherty. Doherty streaks back down, loses it, out of bounds. That's going to be out on Doherty. Go right back to Columbus as Doherty ends up on the floor as he lost it out of bounds. So the Indians off to a sluggish start here tonight. Cassidy with it, feeds it ahead to Lawrence. Lawrence, 15-foot jump shot, good. The Indians just kind of lackadaisical getting back on defense. Nobody really looking at anybody. And that's going to be a foul on number 21, Sears, the 5'8 senior. Columbus up by 3. They lead 8-5. Indians look pretty sluggish off the start here tonight as Haney comes in for Doherty.
They came out playing patient, ran a pretty good offense that first possession, and then since then they've kind of just let down a little.
Haney feeds it back into Pekka. Pekka to Bourne. Bourne at right wing with the basketball. Feeds it down to the corner to Haney. Lob inside to Albertini. Turnaround hook shot off the rim. Too strong. Rebound. Schallinger. 6'4 junior. Cassidy back down with the basketball. Right wing over to Sears. Now it's going to be on the floor. Gets it back to Sears. Sears, 15-foot jump shot. That's good by Lawrence. And Columbus hitting on all cylinders here tonight so far. Lemons all the way to the rim. He's going to be fouled and go to the line to shoot 2. Good move by him, going hard to the rim. That foul's going to be on Lawrence, the 6'4 senior. 10-5, Columbus up by 5. Lemons goes to the line to shoot 2.
Third team foul on Columbus. First on Lawrence.
Lemons settles into the line. First shot hot off the back iron, no good.
What we got going on over here?
I think the Indians thought it was a lane violation as number 30. He stepped out of there. I seen him do it, but I'm not sure he stepped back far enough to be a violation, but he stepped clear back. As a second free throw by Lemons is no good. Now I'm not sure. Albertini makes a shot from the baseline. I'm all kinds of confused. I think everybody else was too, because Lemons thought he was supposed to get a second shot, and I don't think it was a violation. Apparently it wasn't. But anyway, Lawrence with the basketball, Columbus with the ball. 10-7, 3-point lead for Columbus. Cassidy feeds it back out to Lawrence. Inside to number 30, Schallenberger. Now Cassidy with the ball fake. Dribbles in, kicks it out to Lawrence. Jump shot from the baseline, no good. Gets his own rebound, and that's going to be a late foul on Kenny Haney. And that's going to send Lawrence to the line to shoot 2. Lawrence at the line to shoot 2, 10-7, 3-point lead for Columbus. 1:53 left to go here in the first quarter. Lawrence's first shot on its way and rattles in there good. Lawrence off to a good start for the Titans as Easton Dent and Adam Albertini check into the game. So now it's Bourne, Adam Albertini, Kenny Haney, Caleb Pekka, and Easton Dent in the game over the Indians. Lawrence settles in for a second. It's on its way, rattles off, no good. Haney with the rebound. Gives it to Pekka now to Albertini. Adam Albertini kicks it out to Bourne. 3-point shot right wing, long, no good. Chased down by Columbus. And that's going to be Stanley, and he's going to be fouled by Bourne. Bourne or Pekka, I'm not sure which. And that's going to be on Bourne, 22, I believe. Is that his first?
Yep, Bourne's first. That's third team foul on St. Paul.
as number 41 checks in for Columbus. And guess what? We don't even have a 41 on the roster.
That's going to help me out.
Cassidy with the basketball. 1:36 left to go in the first. 4-point lead for Columbus, 11-7. Lawrence with the basketball. Almost stripped away by Pekka's. Ball's loose, but recovered out there by number 41. He feeds it off to Sears. Shot by Lawrence from the baseline. No good. Lawrence, 2 offensive rebounds in a row in back-to-back possessions. Back to Lawrence. Lawrence feet inside, out of bounds. That's off of
Schallenberger.
There's no B in there. There's still Berger, though.
Yeah, there is. Isn't there?
Schallenberger.
I think there's supposed to be a B in there.
Bourne back with the basketball. Indians trail by 4, 11-7. 1 minute left to go here in the first. Pekka with the basketball. Looks inside, feeds it to Haney. Haney, 3-point shot, top of the key. Long, no good. Pekka slaps it back up in the air. Now he got poked in the eye. No call. And right back down comes Columbus with the basketball, and Lawrence in for the layup, and they score 13-7, 6-point lead for Columbus. Bourne is going to be fouled by number 41 on the wraparound foul. It's going to be St. Paul's basketball on the sideline. 35.5 left to go here in the first, 13-7.
4th team foul on Columbus, first foul on 41.
Columbus leads by 6 as Pekka goes out of the game. He got slapped in the eye on the putback. Easton Dent, Kenny Haney, Braven Bourne, Caleb Lemons, and Adam Albertini in the game for the Indians. Albertini sets a play, 30 seconds left, top of the key, swings at the Lemons. Lemons fake to 3, to the elbow. Now he's going to call for the walk. Another turnover on the Indians, gives it back to the Titans. The Indians trail by 6, 13-7. 26 seconds left to go in the first quarter. The Indians trail early. Cassidy with the basketball for the Titans. Right wing over to Sears. Up top to Schallinger. Back to Cassidy. He traveled with it. No call there to Lawrence. Now to the 41 at the baseline. 4 seconds left. Now Lawrence drives the baseline against Haney. And it's going to step out of bounds,
I guess so.
With 1.1 left as he drove the baseline hard on the other end of the floor. Bourne with it. Shot at the buzzer is no good. First quarter score, 13-7. Titans up by 6. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout with St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Okay. Let me try to switch phones. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm gonna hang up and call you back, all right? All right. Is that any better? You have to text Mike if we go off the air again. You'll have to text Mike if we get cut off. Oh, man, he got hammered on the...
Lemons with the 3.
Well, welcome back. The Indians with 5 points straight. Cut the lead to 13-12, back within 1. Sorry about that. We had to switch cell phones. We was cutting out pretty bad. Forgot about the live stream still being on, but either way, Caleb Lemons with a 3, and then a steal by the Indians, and Kenny Haney converts on the rebound on the miss by Braven Bourne and gets the Indians back within 1. They only trail by 1, 13-12, so Indians out of that first quarter timeout start that second. Little adjustment made at the quarter, and the Indians get into a press defense and are successful. So we'll see if they can continue that, as right now it's Albertini, Lemons, Bourne, Haney, and Anthony Albertini in the game for the Indians. 7:24 left to go here in this first half. Indians trail by 1, 13-12. And here we go. Columbus Indians set up in a zone trap defense. And get it back to Wooliver. Ball's on the floor again. Albertini about comes up with it. Gets to Cassidy. Now feeds ahead, knocked out of bounds by Braven Bourne. Good hustle by the Indians on that press, trying to cause a turnover.
Looks to me like one of the things Coach Watrick talked about in the timeout is get a little more fire going, and I think they're doing that here after the quarter.
Wooliver gets it into Cassidy. Cassidy against Bourne. 7:09 left to go in the second quarter. Columbus up by 1. Legel looks to be hobbled up a little bit. Might have twisted an ankle for the Titans. Cassidy, shot from the outside. Three-pointer is good as he connects and gives the Titans a 4-point lead. Bourne with the bounce pass back to Albertini at the baseline. He cross-court pass to Lemons. Lemons back out to Bourne, over to Haney. Three-point shot off, no good. Rebound Legel for the Titans. He gets it back to Cassidy. Haney with a little pressure, now retreats into defense. 6:32 left to go in the second quarter. 16-12. Titans up by 4, and there's a travel out top on Wooliver. So to go back to the Indians. Indians has trailed the entire way in this game so far. Braven Bourne with the basketball. Crosses half court over to Albertini. Adam Albertini with the basketball. Crosses over to the elbow. Back out to Anthony Albertini, and almost a turnover as Stanley pokes it out of bounds for the Titans. Lemons gets set to put the ball in play on the sideline. So he waits for somebody to come open. Bourne comes open. He gets it to him at right wing. He dribbles back towards the top of the key. So reverses it back to Lemons. And it's going to be 3 seconds in the lane by the Indians on Haney. Turnover on the Indians, gives it back to the Titans. 16-12. Columbus up by 4. Wooliver with the ball, feeds it into Cassidy. Back to Wooliver, now feeds it head to Legel. Legel to the backside. Shot on its way and good by Stanley. Columbus no trouble at all with the press that time. Now they're up by 6 again. Bourne bounce pass over to Lemons, back up top to Bourne, now to Haney. Haney over to Albertini, loses his footing. Shot from the elbow by Albertini, no good. Rebound Cassidy for Columbus. He pushes the ball back down the floor hard. Now he's going to be open for a 3, and he takes it, and it's good.
So get somebody out on them guys outside.
Now Columbus all of a sudden up by 9. As Doherty and Pekka check back in the game. Kenny Haney to the rim hard. Off the rim, short, no good. Rebound Columbus. Cassidy comes back down. Bourne picks him up. Columbus 21-12. 5:13 left to go here in the second. Let's get another travel. That's 2 travels in a row on Wooliver from the top of the key as Dent, Doherty, and Pekka check back into the game for the Indians. Indians cut into that Columbus lead. Now all of a sudden back down by 9. .507 left to go here in the second quarter. 21-12. Columbus up. Bourne with the basketball. Feeds it to Pekka. Pekka at left wing. Waiting for the motion. Looking for Doherty inside. Now Pekka to the elbow. He's guarded by Lawrence. Bourne hard to the rim. Can't get it to go. Doherty with the rebound. Put back no good. Shot partially blocked by Legel. Feed ahead. Wooliver all the way to the rim. He's going to be bumped, and he's going to count the shot. That was Sears. Makes the shot. It's bumped by Pekka. Now all of a sudden Columbus up by 11, trying to make it 12.
Be the first foul on Caleb Pecca, number 4, team foul for St. Paul.
On its way and good. 24-12, 12-point lead for Columbus. Lemons with the basketball into Dent. Dent with a ball fake. Shot partially blocked, and now Dent's going to go line to shoot two as Lawrence thought he had all ball. Lawrence with the height advantage on Dent, but Dent's going to go line to shoot two. Indians trail by 12. 4:30 left to go here in the second quarter. Dent at the line to shoot two. Dent lines up. Left-handed shot on its way, long, no good. Indians having trouble finding any rhythm at all off a tough game last night against Parsons, and so far awful sluggish here tonight. Columbus just out hustling the Indians so far on the court. 24-12, Columbus up by 12. Dent's second shot on its way, long again, no good. Doherty with the rebound, loses it on the floor, tries to make some room, and he's going to get called for a travel. They're letting a lot of bumping go on.
Sure
inside.
are. Getting awful physical under there.
As the Indians line up in their full court press. Ball tipped, and Pekka comes out there with a steal. Good steal by the Indians. Need to get something going. Need to create off of these turnovers. Lemons now with it, left wing. He bumped hard out there. No call. Lemons three-pointer, no good. Rebound Columbus. Cassidy feeds it ahead to Sears. Sears between the leg dribble. Feeds it over to Lawrence. He loses it for a second. Kicks it back out to Sears. Long three-pointer by him. Off, no good. Rebound. Lawrence. Cassidy now three-pointer left wing, and he's going to be fouled on the three. Everything going right for Columbus, and St. Paul can't get anything going. Unable to secure a rebound. Every loose ball seems to be going to Columbus.
I think they called that foul on Brendan Doherty. That'd be his second, team foul number 5 for St. Paul.
And that's going to be 3 free throws for Cassidy. First one on its way and right through there and good, as Columbus all over the Indians early on here in this ball game. 3:58 left to go before half, 25-12. Indians have been stuck on 12 forever, it seems. Cassidy's second free throw is good. 14-point lead for Columbus. Last shot by Cassidy is on its way and right through there, so 3 for 3. Lemons feeds it to Doherty to Pekka. Pekka trapped out there. Should be some numbers here. Bourne with the basketball into the lane. Little floater, left-handed floater, and he gets it to go. Indians set up in their press. Bounce pass back to Cassidy. Stolen by Bourne. No foul called there. Feed to Pekka. Shot good. So Indians doing a good job with the press here. Cassidy stolen by Doherty. Doherty's layup good. And Columbus coach
getting excited there.
Awful upset because he thought it was a kick on Doherty, and in reality, Doherty pinned that ball against his foot and his hand. So
yeah, he did.
They never really lost possession of it, and then he converted on the layup. So now we're back. Is that right? 9?
27-18. That's what I got.
Okay.
Got to be right. That's what I got.
I didn't know we was. Yeah, I guess we was down by 14.
Yeah.
Now it's 9. 3:26 left to go here in the second quarter. So the Indians doing a good job creating some turnovers against that press. It's about the only thing they've got something going. So hopefully they can build on that momentum, carry that energy over into defense and their half-court defense if Columbus happens to get the ball across half court. So
yeah, the last minute or so has been by far the best of the game so far for St. Paul.
Actually, the last 20 seconds has been the best of the so far for the Indians. Hopefully that puts a little pep in their step as the Indians set up in their press again. That is Sears, Cassidy, Legel, Lawrence, and Schollinger in the game for the Columbus. Lawrence with the basketball, feeds it back to 41. We don't know who that is. Back to Lawrence as Columbus is going to break the press this time. Now over to Sears. 2-point shot for him. Long, no good. And that's going to be St. Paul basketball. So the Indians got a chance to cut into this 9-point lead by Columbus. Bourne with the basketball. 3:12 left to go here in the second. Indians need to try to chip into this 9-point lead by Columbus. Lemons with the basketball at left wing. Up to Dent. Dent loses it. And Lemons is going to...
Nobody get hold
out
of it.
Bounds. It's going to be Columbus basketball. As Lemons, no, it's going to be off of... I'm not sure.
What do they call it?
Now it's going to be Columbus basketball. He pointed towards the end,
yeah, he
but
did.
He meant Columbus. I don't know who he was waving to.
He was having the other official get down the court, I think.
They all thought it was out on Columbus. It was out on St. Paul, so feed back into Lawrence. Now back up top to 41. Back to Lawrence. Sears with the basketball, guarded by Pekka. Tipped now, three-pointer from the left wing, long, no good. Doherty with the rebound. Doherty pushes it up hard, over to Bourne. Bourne sets his feet, three-point shot on its way, off the rim, no good. Dent trying to secure the rebound. That could have been over the back on Schollinger, but it wasn't. Jump ball possession goes to Columbus. Albertini comes back in for Dent as the Indians set up in their press. Doherty slaps that ball back out of bounds. Stay with Columbus. Good hands by him. We'll get number 41's name here at halftime. 2:30 left to go before half. 27-18. Columbus up by 9. Sears with the basketball. Gets around to Indians. Pushes the ball up the floor. Feeds it to Lawrence. His jump shot's no good. It's going to be out on Doherty, and it'll stay with Columbus. Columbus basketball under their own rim. As there's a Titan time
equipment timeout here.
Schollinger. He's a 6'4" junior. Cassidy with the basketball under Columbus' own rim. Feeds it into Lawrence. Back up top to Sears. Now over to 41 at left wing.
He walked, I think.
He's going to travel with the basketball, so turnover gives it back to the Indians. Indians basketball, 2:16 left to go before half. Lemons feeds it into Pekka. Pekka hands it off to Bourne above the timeline as they set a play up. Over to Lemons. Lemons fakes to the corner. Now looks into post, gives it to Bourne. Now almost a turnover. Now Doherty, three-point shot right wing. Off the rim, no good. Rebound Lawrence for the Titans. Now Cassidy pushes the ball up, gets it ahead to number 41, back to Cassidy. Jump shot from the right side, off the rim, no good. Rebound Pekka. He gets it stripped away for a minute. Doherty comes out with it. Doherty, Euro step, and he's going to get called with the charge. Number 41 stood down there as Doherty tried to step around him.
That's the third foul on Brendan Doherty, number 6 team foul for St. Paul.
27-18, Titans stick to their 9-point lead. I don't know what the discussion is. It was a charge, but
I think the discussion is whether or not it's a bonus.
Well, he surely would know that a player controls never a one-on-one bonus. Boy. Oh, no basket. He must have thought, oh, I see what they thought they scored. But now they got us down by 11, and it should be 9.
Yeah, I got 27-18. That's the correct score.
27-18 should be the right score. Now they stop and try to get it squared away. Doherty never made the basket, so I don't know why he was asking if he made it or not. It was 27. Now they get it right, so it's a 9-point lead for Columbus. 1:40 left to go here in the second quarter. Brendan Doherty picks up his third foul. He has to leave the game as Kenny Haney comes back in. Columbus basketball, press applied by the Indians. They get it into Lawrence. He feeds it back to Cassidy. Cassidy behind the back dribble against Pekka. Feeds it on ahead to number 41. Back to Cassidy. 1:28 left to go here before halftime. Wolliver feeds it back to Lawrence. Lawrence to Legel. Jump shot from the right corner. No good. Short gets his own rebound. Gets it stripped away, and Bravenborn comes out there with it. Bravenborn back down the floor for the Indians. Drives towards the elbow, now back out, kicks it to Pekka. Three-point shot from the right baseline, off, no good. Haney fights for the rebound. Tries to get it to Albertini, but Cassidy, he can't handle Cassidy with it. He goes in, gets it stripped from Lemons. Now Legel feeds it back to 41. Cassidy, three-point shot from the right baseline, good. Pekka right back down with it, 30-18, 12-point lead. Bourne feeds it over to Pekka at left wing. Pekka feeds it back to Lemons. Lemons above the timeline. 16 seconds left to go here in the first half. 30-18. Columbus up by 12. Pekka to the elbow, feeds it to Lemons. Lemons step back three-pointer by Hims. Off the rim, no good. Nobody in there to rebound for the Indians. Columbus basketball, Cassidy. And that's the halftime. Halftime scores 30-18. Columbus up by 12. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Boys trail 30-18 against Columbus, down by 12 here at halftime in a pretty sluggish, ugly first half by the Indians so far.
Yeah, it started out some baskets produced on a full court press, and then once again cooled off again right before the half.
So Columbus leads 30-18, and they've earned that lead. They've out-hustled the Indians pretty bad here in the first half. See if Coach Wartrick can make some adjustments here at halftime and see if the Indians can cut. He's been hot from the outside, so there's about 6:58 left to go here in the halftime. You're listening to our St. Paul Tire and Lube halftime show. We'll be back after this next 2-minute break. You're listening to St. Paul Indian basketball on Hot 105. or St. Paul.
Turnover department, so 9 turnovers for Columbus and only 7 for St. Paul, so they're playing some defense. The real difference is when you start to look at the shooting percentages. Columbus shooting 45% on the night in the first half, which is not great, but you look at St. Paul's shooting percentage in the first half, it's only 29%. So really the big problem, I think, for St. Paul has 4 points for the Indians. Kenny Haney with 2. Braven Bourne has 5, including 1 3-pointer, but he is only 1 of 5 from outside the 3-point line. Caleb Pekka with 2 points for the Indians. Caleb Lemons with 3. And Brendan Doherty with only 2 points. And they can put some points on the board and keep playing their defense. You know, it's, like I said, it's not horrible, but it's probably functional if they can just put some points on the board.
1:48 left to go here before the second half tips off. I want to thank everybody for listening to our St. Paul Tire and Lube halftime show. Timeout's brought to you by St. Paul Supermarket. We'll be back after this last 1-minute timeout with St. Paul Indian basketball on Hot 105. Well, get ready as we get you set for some more tip-off to the second half here. Columbus leads 30-18, up by 12 here at halftime. Just 18 points in that first half by the Indians. Look for them to get off to a better start. It looks to be going to be their St. Paul's basketball to start the second half. So
St. Paul got some shots off first half. They were 6 of 13 from 2-point range and only 2 of 14 from 3-point range. They were 0 for 4 from the free throw line, not able to sink a free throw. So
you live and die by that 3 when you're not making it. You better be in there to rebound.
You bet.
The Indians aren't so far. So see what the Indians can get going here in this second half as Caleb Pekka feeds it into Bourne. We're underway here in the second half. Indians trail 30-18. Pekka up to Doherty, over to Bourne at the left wing, down by the baseline, feeds it back up to Doherty. Couple ball fakes, 3-pointer by him, in and out, no good. Rebound Lawrence. Lawrence feeds it back to Cassidy. Cassidy for Columbus. Feeds it out to Stanley. Stanley to Lawrence. Now over to Wolliver. Wolliver into the lane, no good, but he's fouled. He's going to go to the line and shoot 2. So that's kind of been the story to the first half as we start the second half, as Columbus the aggressor and the Indians happy with standing out shooting a 3-pointer and not making any, or 2 for 15 now. So you live and die by that 3. First shot on its way and good by Wolliver. Go ahead, Mike. Who is that on?
That was on Anthony Albertini. That would be Anthony's first. It's team foul number 1 in this half.
Up to a 13-point lead for Columbus, make it 14. Tie for the biggest lead of the game for Columbus. Doherty feeds it into Lemons. Full-court press applied by Columbus as Lemons about loses it. Feeds it back to Doherty. Doherty this time goes towards the rim, kicks it out to Bourne. 3-pointer by him, off the rim, no good. Rebound, Columbus. Wolliver feeds it out to Cassidy. He's going to travel with it. So turnover by Columbus gives it back to the Indians. St. Paul basketball, 7:09 left to go here in the third. They trail by 14, 32-18. Pekka with the basketball. Pekka looking into Doherty, feeds it into Doherty. Doherty in front of the rim, and they're called for the walk. And I tell you what, Wooliver's really leaning on Doherty in on that post, and they're called Doherty for the travel. As a good lob inside to Doherty, has a height advantage on Wooliver, but he's really leaning into Doherty on that post. So see if they start calling a little bit closer. Lob inside to Legel. Legel feeds it back out to Cassidy. Three-point shot by him, long, no good. Lawrence with the rebound. Bourne strips it away. He loses it now. And Stanley comes back with it. Shot on the way. Lawrence in front of the rim, and he converts. 16-point lead for the Columbus. 6:23 left to go in the third. Pekka with the basketball. Feeds it out to Lemons. Jump shot by him. No good. Long. Pekka with the rebound.
That's got to be a foul there. Gee whiz.
Pekka will go to the line to shoot two.
That was on Legel, I believe. It's his first team foul.
Legel or Lawrence?
It was Legel.
Okay. I thought I seen the ref hold up two hands, calling a number, but maybe not.
I seen him hold up the 5.
Pekka going to the free throw line, makes the first. 34-19. Columbus up. Pekka settles in for his second, and he makes it. As Wooliver feeds it into Cassidy, back to Wooliver. Full court press applied by the Indians. Wooliver get ahead, stripped away, and a turnover on Columbus. Pekka with the basketball, feeds it out to Doherty. Doherty into the lane, layup, no good, short. Wooliver with the rebound. All the way down comes Wooliver, Euro step, and he's going to go to the line to shoot two. As Columbus continues to go to the rim and get the foul call, and the Indians can't get a call on the other end. Has had their chances. As Doherty had every chance in the world to convert on a layup, but couldn't get it to go. 34-20, 14-point lead for Columbus. As Wooliver settles in for his first of two, it's on its way, and long, no good, off the back iron, rattles out. So it's Bourne, Pekka, Lemons, Doherty, and Albertini in the game for the Indians. Second shot by Wooliver on its way, and right through that, and good. Feed ahead to Bourne. Bourne to the top of the key. 5 minutes left to go in the third. Lemons with the basketball. Feed back to Bourne, over to Pekka. 15-point lead for Columbus. It was 12 at half, so Columbus has expanded their lead so far in this third quarter. Pekka with it, out to Lemons. Now to Bourne. Bourne puts ball fake. Now shot from the corner, off, no good. Rebound, Legel. Legel hands it off to Cassidy. He brings the ball down the right side as the Indians retreat into defense. Now to Lawrence to the corner. Back to Wooliver. Wooliver to Stanley. Stanley back to Wooliver. Left wing, guarded out there by Pekka. Out to Wooliver. Now to Lawrence. Lawrence guarded closely by Doherty. Kicks it out to Stanley. Poked away from Legel for a minute from Albertini. Now Legel double team down in the corner. Another foul in the corner as Lemons had all ball on Legel. See if it's on Albertini or Lemons. And that's going to be on Albertini as Dent comes back in for him as Lemons and Albertini come out.
Second on Albertini, number 3 on St. Paul here.
Anthony Albertini and Easton Dent come in. Lawrence. Now Cassidy with the ball. Up to Wooliver. Drives towards the elbow. Now retreats back out. Picks up his dribble. Now, almost a steal by Doherty. Ball's on the floor, and he feeds it over the head. And it's a turnover over the head of Stanley, and it'll go back to the Indians. 35-20, Columbus up by 15. First half of this third quarter, Indians scored 2 points so far. Bourne with the basketball, goes towards the rim, and he's going to be fouled and go to the line to shoot two. So Bourne settles in at the line to shoot two. 4:32 left to go in the third. 35-20. Columbus up by 15.
Foul on Cassidy is first.
Bourne settles into the line for the first of two. It's on its way and right through there and good. As Sears comes back in for Woolover. Bourne settles in for his second. It rattles in. 35-22, 13-point lead for Columbus. Cassidy with the basketball, full court press applied by the Indians. Now Cassidy trying to break the press, gets it ahead to Sears. Sears works it ahead to Legel. Now tipped up in the air by Dent, and it's going to be out on Lawrence. So good hustle by the Indians. A little show of life here. Good hustle by them, creating that turnover. So to go back to the Indians off the turnover, 4:22. Left to go in the third. 13-point lead for Columbus. Albertini with the basketball, feeds it back to Bourne. Bourne feeds it to Dent. Dent ball fake into the rim. Layup good. Good move by Easton Dent. And he gets it to go as the Indians set up in their press. They feed it into Cassidy. Back to Stanley. Now working ahead to Sears. Tapped out of bounds. And it's going to stay with Columbus. Good hands by Bourne. Almost creating a turnover. It looked like it could have been off of Sears' hands. So Columbus basketball on their own sideline. Halfway through the third. 11-point lead for Columbus. Cassidy with the basketball picked up out there by Pekka. Behind the back dribble. Now a corner three-pointer. Off the rim, no good. Pekka with a rebound.
No, I don't know about that.
Are you kidding me? Caleb Pekka come down with that rebound, and Legel don't even know what happened. Had his hand halfway stuck in between the ball, and the ref under the basket calls a jump ball, gets possession back to Columbus. And I don't blame Coach Watrick a bit for being upset to all get out on that call because, well, quite frankly, it was a bad call. Tipped away from behind by Bourne. Good hands by him. Pekka comes back down hard with it, kicks it out to Adam Albertini, drives in the lane, kicks it to Dent. Dent back out to Adam Albertini, and he's bumped by number 1, Stanley, on the floor. So Indians basketball, 3:35 left to go in the third, 35-24. They trail by 11.
First foul on Stanley. That's the third team foul on Columbus here in the second half.
Number 41, Graham. We found out when that number 45 is Jared Graham, 6'3" junior. He's in the program as number 12. So Graham checks into the game for Woolover. Or for Stanley, excuse me. Pekka over to Adam Albertini. Three-pointer from the right side, no good. Easton Dent skies for the rebound. And he's going to be fouled on the floor, so good job by him. Maya got around with a little push in the back on that rebound, but good job by him fighting for that rebound as the Indians just unable to hit a three from the outside. Haven't hit one in this half, and they was 2 for 14 in the first half, so that stat hasn't gotten any better.
No.
Albertini with the basketball over to Bourne in the corner. Bourne dribbles back towards the top of the key. Kicks it off to Albertini, feeds to Dent. Dent under the basket, back to Doherty. Doherty layup, short, no good. Pekka fights for the rebound. Ball fake, and he's going to be fouled. He's going to go to the line and shoot 2 more. Brendan can't get a shot to go.
Just can't get any, yeah.
He's working hard underneath there. He needs to keep his head up. They'll start going, but he's missed 2 or 3 layups right underneath the rim. Come up just a little bit short, and he can't get anything to go right now.
Well, usually the big producers for St. Paul is Doherty and Bourne, and both of them are just stone cold tonight.
Pekka working hard under the rim like he always does, and he can't get the first free throw to go. Trying to cut into this 11-point lead as number 22, Walden, checks into the game, a 5'11" sophomore. First time in the game for him. Pekka's second shot's on its way, and off the side of the rim, no good. And that's going to be knocked out of bounds, and that's going to stay with the Indians. Not sure about that call either. I thought that was out on Brendan Doherty. But either way, we'll take it. Albertini with the basketball under her own rim. Feeds it back up top to Pekka. He's picked up out there by Sears. Sears all over him. Now over to the corner to Bourne. Bourne, long three-pointer from the left side. Good. Braven Bourne finally hits a three for the Indians. Sears tipped up in the air. Cassidy chases it down, lobs it inside. Layup good, and he's fouled. I think that's number 30, Schallinger that scores. Was that on Bourne?
Yep, on Braven Bourne.
Number 22, so Schallinger will try to complete the three-point play. So as soon as the Indians get a little life on offense, Columbus comes back down for a three-point play of their own right. 30-second timeout by Columbus. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout with St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back. 2:46 left to go in the third. 11-point lead for Columbus. St. Paul's possession of the basketball. Indians finally got it down to 8, but give up an old-fashioned three-point play on the other end to let Columbus back up to the 11-point lead. Pekka with the basketball going hard to the rim. Feeds to Kenny Haney. Reverse layup good, and he's fouled. So Haney's going to try to cut into this. It's back to a 9-point lead for Columbus.
He got fouls on 41. Graham, that's his second. Team foul number 5 for Columbus.
Haney, good penetration by Pekka and dished to Haney off that weak side. So Haney at the line to try to complete the three-point play. Off, short, no good. Wolliver with the rebound for Columbus. He's down hard, feeds it down to the corner. The number 22, back up top to Cassidy. Now the corner to Wolliver. Looked like he traveled. Reverse layup, no good. Doherty with the rebound. Doherty feeds it ahead to Albertini. Albertini into the lane right through Pekka's hands and out of bounds. 38-29. Columbus up by 9. 2:19 left to go here in the third. Indians set up in their press. Cassidy with it. Feeds it back to number 22. He's at Walden in the game. Cassidy feeds it ahead to Wolliver. Now to Sears. Sears to the elbow. Now to Walden. Walden back to Cassidy. Long three-point shot. Nobody closes him out. In and out. No good. Tipped around. Controlled by Wolliver. Wolliver back up to Sears. Now to Graham. Graham with the ball fake. Into the lane he goes. Floater on the way. Blocked by Haney. Controlled by Wolliver. And that's going to be a foul on Doherty. As Doherty ended up tied up going for that basketball. It's going to be a foul on him. Is that his fourth?
That's fourth. Number 4 for Brendan.
1:52 left to go in the third. Doherty with 4 fouls. 38-29. Columbus with a 9-point lead. Feed into Graham. Tipped away and stolen by Pekka. Good job by him. Feeds it ahead to Haney. Haney feeds backside to Albertini. Layup no good. Doherty with putback. Good. 7-point lead for Columbus. Cassidy with the basketball. Feeds it back to Sears. Now to Cassidy. Cassidy tries to drive the sideline. Gets it back to Sears. Sears around Pekka. Feeds it over to Wolliver. Wolliver back to Sears. He's guarded by Doherty. Doherty playing with 4 fouls here. 1:23 left to go here in the third. Sears loses it, and it rolls right into Graham's hands. Now Walden with the basketball. Feeds it to Wolliver. Wolliver into the lane. Backside feed. Good feed by him to Graham. Right back down comes Pekka with the basketball. He dribbles back out. Back up to a 9-point lead. Now Pekka hard to the rim. Tries to feed it. Gets it stripped away by Graham. Graham feeds it ahead to Walden. Walden to the corner. 3-point shot by Wolliver. Good. 45 seconds left to go. Back up to a 12-point lead for Columbus. Albertini to Pekka. Pekka tries to feed it back to Albertini and gets it to him. Back up to Bourne. Top of the key. Bourne bumped. Left-handed shooter. No good. Pekka tips it to Cassidy. And it's going to be out on Bourne, and back to Columbus it goes. Columbus back up to a 12-point lead. Indians had it down to 7, now up to 12. And Grant Hutcherson checks into the game for Brendan Doherty, who picked up his 4th foul a little bit ago. Feed into Cassidy. 25 seconds left to go here in the third. Columbus up by 12, possession of the basketball. Lemons into the game, gets it into Graham. Graham all the way to the rim, tries to feed it to Legel. Feeds it back to Cassidy. 3-point shot by him, off the rim, no good. Haney with the rebound. 10 seconds left. Haney dribbles across half court. 7 seconds. Haney's going to get called for a carry. With 5.5 seconds left to go in the third. Too much dribbling, not enough passing up the court. 5.5 seconds. Cassidy with the basketball, and that's going to be a foul on
Bourne.
Nope, it's going to be on Lemons. How many team fouls is that, Mike?
Yeah, just a minute, I'll tell you here. That's second on Lemons. That'll be team foul number 6. Oh.
So the Indians don't want a foul to put Columbus in a 1-and-1 here with 16 fouls. Cassidy with the basketball. He gets a 3-pointer off at the buzzer and makes it.
Kind of the way it's gone.
We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. Let's St. Paul basketball on Hot 105.
What? Not City League now. We're doing this. This is the one we're doing.
We'll get ready to start the fourth quarter here. 8 minutes on the clock. Indians in bad shape here. They trail by 15. They had worked hard to get back into that lead. They got it down to 7. Now back up to 15. Indians get possession of the ball, start the fourth quarter here. Albertini with the ball, feeds it to Lemons. 3-point shot left wing, good. Graham feeds it in, back to Graham. Now the Indians a little bit confused on defense here. Now Lemons picks up Graham. Graham up top. Now swings it around to Woolever. Woolever, ball's on the floor. Albertini, it's going to be a jump ball. It's going to stay with Columbus. 12-point lead for Columbus. 7:25 left to go in the game, so the Indians going to have to make a big run here in the first half of this quarter, first half of the fourth quarter here, try to cut into this lead. Feed inside to Legel. Legel's turnaround shot blocked by Haney. Haney comes down with it, feeds it back to Bourne. Bourne to the free throw line, into the lane, kicks it out. Now up top to Albertini, now over to Pekka. Pekka 3-point shot left baseline, good. 46-37, back to 9. Now Woolever with the basketball, feeds it ahead to Stanley. Stanley guarded by Bourne, feeds it back to Woolever. 6:52 left to go in the game. Now Lawrence with it. Now Graham has it. Lawrence loses it on the floor. And that's going to be foul on the floor.
Yeah,
I believe that's going to be on Adam Albertini on Lawrence. That's a 17 foul, so Lawrence will go to the line and shoot the front end of 1-1. Subs come in the game. Cassidy back into the game for Columbus. Well, there's been stranger things happen because the Indians give up an 8-point lead with about 3 minutes left in that preseason tournament. So we'll see if they can repay the favor against Columbus as Lawrence gets the roll on the free throw, and it rolled around for about 2 seconds before it fell down.
It's kind of hung on the edge of the rim there, didn't it?
So back up to a 10-point lead for Columbus. Lawrence's second shot's right through there and good. Pekka pushes the ball back up the floor. Columbus with an 11-point lead. Haney, three-point shot, in and out, no good. Rebound Lawrence, no rebounders in there for the Indians. Cassidy back down with it for Columbus. He feeds it over to Lawrence, up to Graham. It's a moving screen right in front of the ref. Now Graham feeds it back to Legel. He loses it. Ball's loose. Now Wolver comes up with it at the baseline, but that's right off of Legel's head and out of bounds, and we go back to the Indians.
Lot to keep up with, Dan.
11-point lead for Columbus as Doherty checks in the game with 4 fouls with 6:11 left to go. Bourne with the basketball for the Indians. Back to Pekka. 6 minutes left. Haney with it. Guarded by Lawrence. Back up top to Pekka. Pekka over to Bourne. Wolver really leaning on Doherty down there at the post. Shot by Bourne. Long, no good. Rebound Lawrence. And that's going to be a foul on Bourne. That's going to send the Lawrence in line to shoot front end 1-1 again. .5:49 left to go in the game. 11-point lead for Columbus. Lawrence looks to add to that lead.
Third foul on Braven.
This has been Columbus from start to finish
Sure
far
yeah,
here
sure
the
has.
whole game. The Indians just unable to get back into this game. Lawrence's first free throw is good. So that's the 9th team foul on the Indians. So they're getting ready to put Columbus in the double bonus the rest of the way. So that's not going to be an option if they get close in the game. They're going to have to create turnovers, going to make shots, create some turnovers, and secure rebounds on every Columbus possession. Because time is starting to tick against the Indians. 13-point lead for Columbus. Bourne with the basketball over to Haney. Haney feeds inside to Doherty. Doherty in, layup no good, but he's going to go to the line to shoot two. Brendan Doherty goes to the line to shoot two. 5:33 left to go in the game. 13-point lead for Columbus.
Foul on Wolver. Number 6 team foul for Columbus.
First shot by Doherty. Off, no good. As Doherty settles in for a second. Second shot, same exact place, off, no good. And that's going to be a foul on Lemons. Now, on St. Paulians, they call it a jump ball.
Yeah, that's true.
So now we're into the
You're
double
right.
bonus as Lawrence goes to the line to shoot two. Doherty misses both his free throws. Lawrence gets the rebound. The Indians foul him. He goes down there to shoot two. So 5:30 left to go. 13-point lead as Columbus looks to stretch that lead out. First shot on the way, no good. Doherty with the rebound. Graham all over him. Down to Lemons in the corner. Crossover dribble. Almost, it does have it stripped away. Good hands by number 22, Walden. And that's going to be a double dribble against Columbus. Against Walden, gives it back to the Indians.
That was just the 9th team foul for St. Paul. They got one more.
Next foul by
Next
the
foul
Indians
be
will
double
put it in
bonus,
double
yeah.
bonus. So timeout by Coach Watrick. 5:19 left to go. 13-point lead for Columbus. St. Paul's possession of the basketball. 30-second timeout. This timeout brought to you by St. Paul's Supermarket. Our title sponsor is Farmers Bank. Pre-game sponsor is Richie's Pharmacy, and our tip-off sponsor for every game is Styles Fitness and more. Stick around for our KW Trucking post-game show and our D-Rail Commodity Player of the Game in about 5 minutes here. 5:19. So 5:19 left to go. 50-37. Columbus up by 13.
One of the nice things we have, those strong sponsorship, and we're lucky to have it. We appreciate it.
St. Paul basketball. Coming out of the timeout by Coach Watrick. Caleb Pekka at the sideline with the basketball. Man-to-man defense applied by Columbus. Feedback into Bourne. Just over 5 minutes left to go in this game. St. Paul trails by 13. Pekka with the basketball, feeds it up top to Bourne. Now over to Haney. Haney feeds it inside to Doherty. Doherty's turnaround shot, no good. Pekka with the rebound. Now Doherty with it, turnaround shot, gets it. High off the backboard, 11-point lead for Columbus. Cassidy with the basketball for Columbus. 4:50 left to go in the game. Now Walden with the ball, guarded by Doherty. Into the rim he goes, kicks it out to Cassidy. Now out to Stanley. Stanley feeds it back to Walden. Now to Stanley, inside to Lawrence. Back out to Stanley. Now Wolliver. The Indians are going to have to tighten up in the man-to-man defense and deny some passes here and try to get a couple steals. 4:23 left to go, all the way to the rim. Lawrence, and that's going to be a foul against Lawrence. That's going to be either on Haney or Doherty. They're going to call that on Haney. And that's going to send Lawrence to the line to shoot two again. 4:18 left to go in the game, 11-point lead for Columbus. First free throw in and out, no good. Lawrence settles in for a second, and it's right through there and good. Feed into Pekka. 4:17 left to go in the game, 12-point lead for Columbus. Doherty with the basketball. To the rim he goes. He's bumped, no call, but he makes his shot from the baseline. Makes it a 10-point lead for Columbus. Walden with the basketball. Feed ahead to Wolliver. Now to Lawrence. Lawrence walked with the basketball as he was trying to get his feet set. The Indians thought there was 2 walks in the game. And that's going to be a timeout. Columbus with that. We're going to go ahead and take a timeout. Let's see what timeout we're going to make here.
Pretty full.
And it's going to be a full timeout. We'll take a 1-minute timeout and let St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Wow, that timeout brought to you by St. Paul Supermarket. Brave and Bourne with the basketball against Cassidy. 3:45 left to go in the game. Indians trail by 10. Lemons with it, feeds it out to Bourne. Long three-pointer from the left baseline, off the rim, no good. Tipped in the air, controlled. And now fed ahead to Sears. Sears all the way to the rim, layup good. Back up to 12. As the Indians can't convert as their shooting woes continue. Now a foul on the floor by Columbus. Will that send Bourne to the line? And it will. Because Mike's going to tell us that must be
That's right, number 7.
17 foul, so the 1-and-1 for Bourne.
Second on Stanley.
3:24 left on the clock. 12-point lead for Columbus. Bourne settles in at the line. Shot's on its way and good.
Free throw line's where Braven's been most effective. He's 3 for 3 so far from the free throw line.
The three-point shooting woes of the Indians continue as Bourne makes both. Gives the Indians a chance to set up in their press. Cassidy with the ball. Feeds it ahead to Sears. Sears bounce pass over to Lawrence. And he converts on Haney. Haney made him adjust his shot, so good defense by Haney, but Lawrence with a tough shot gets it to go. 3 minutes left to go. Doherty, long three-pointer, left wing long, no good. Bourne with the rebound. Little floater from the baseline, no good. Controlled by Cassidy for the Titans. The layup good by him. 14-point lead for Columbus as the Indians' time is running out in this game. Doherty feeds it out to Haney. 3-point shot by him. Long, no good. Saved inbounds. Good hustle by Doherty. And it's going to be out of bounds on the Indians and go back to Columbus. It just wasn't meant to be for the Indians in this game.
No, there's just nothing falling at all.
The shooting percentage for the Indians is horrified. 2:44 left to go in the game. 14-point lead for Columbus.
I can give you a hint, Dan. 2-pointers and 3-pointers for St. Paul. Neither one of them is above 30%.
I don't know who that was on. Foul on Braven Bourne, I believe. And that's going to send somebody to the line for the double bonus.
4 fouls on Braven.
Going to send Cassidy to the line to shoot 2. .244 left to go in the game. 14-point lead for Columbus as Cassidy settles in to shoot 2. He makes his first. .58-43, 15-point lead for Columbus as St. Paul loses this game. They'll move into a 2:30 game tomorrow right back here in this gym. Still 2:41 left, 16-point lead for Columbus. 3-pointer by Bourne from the corner, short, no good. Fought 4 underneath. Doherty comes out there with it, put back, no good. Graham gets it stripped away by Doherty. Doherty's layup finally good. Good hustle hands by Brendan Doherty. Sears with the basketball.
I think called timeout.
Yep. Watrick with 30-second timeout. We'll go ahead and stay here and go over the brackets for you. The St. Paul Lady Indians moved into the championship game. They play tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. It'll be in the East Gym. And the boys, if they happen to lose, they will play at 2:30 in this gym, in this West Gym. If they win, they'll play at 1:30 tomorrow. So St. Paul will either, if they lose this game, will play the loser between Southeast and Erie. So and that game's still yet to be played at 8:30 tonight. So we will not know the Indians' opponent until later tonight. Indians look to have back-to-back losses for the first time this year. Unless they can make something special happen here with 2:23 left, trailing by 16, and that's going to be on Columbus.
Stepped out of bounds there.
Cassidy steps out of bounds, gives possession back to the Indians with 2:21 left to go in this ballgame. Albertini feeds it up top to Pekka. Sears almost with a steal. Adam Albertini, 2-point shot by him, way long. Doherty with the putback is good. Cassidy gets around 2 Indians. Euro step, layup good. Called that a travel in the other gym.
Yeah, they did.
Lemons right back down with it. He scored, but he's going to be fouled on the floor as they wave off the basket. Right back down he comes. 14-point lead for Columbus as Lemons will go to the line to shoot 2.
Going to be on Sears, his third.
2:01 left to go in the game. Stick around for our KW Trucking post-game show and our D-Rail Commodity Player of the Game. And I have absolutely no clue who to vote for that yet.
No.
Lemons gets it to go, rattles in and out. You hope the St. Paul Indians can be seen out of them all night long. And you're going to have that energy from the opening tip-off as Columbus has shot way better than the Indian. He now to Pekka with the ball, feeds it into Doherty. Doherty tries to make some room and gets it to go in front of the rim. So turnover on Columbus. Gives it back to the Indians. 61-50, 11-point lead for Columbus. Kicks it out to Cassidy. 1:10 left to go, 11-point lead for Columbus. Feed to Sears, back up top to Cassidy. Now over to Lawrence. And now a foul on Sears by Adam Albertini. He's going to put Sears in line to shoot 2. 1:02 left to go in the game. 11-point lead for Columbus as Sears tries to extend this lead for Columbus. As he lines up for his second as number 4, Saporito checks in for Columbus. And Sears rattles us. Another timeout by the Indians. 63-52. And it's a full timeout, so we'll be back after this 1-minute timeout with St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. I sure thought that was a full timeout.
I did too.
It's a 30. And on the inbounds, on the full court pressure, Lawrence got behind all the Indians. The baseball passed down, and he scored easily. So they're back up by 13 with 33.4 seconds left to go in the bowl game.
And Braven Bourne just called for his 5th foul, fouling out of the game.
Grant Etcherson checks back in for the Indians. As Columbus tries to sub 2, but they can't until the first free throw is shot by Cassidy. Cassidy lines up to shoot the first of 2. It's on its way and long, no good. 65-52. Indians definitely up on scoring in this half, just 18 at halftime, but unable to hold Columbus. So the shooting woes continue for the Indian boys. Cassidy's second shot is good. Here's number 25, Crane, in the game for Columbus. Three-pointer by Adam Albertini from the baseline, no good. Rebound, Saporito. And he's going to go line to shoot. 2.9 seconds left to go in this game. And the Indians trail 66-52. Columbus back up by 14. Columbus looks to move into tomorrow's 1:30 place game. Now the Indians will have to try to salvage 7th place out of this Southeast Lancer tournament. It has not been a good tournament for them thus far. But you show what kind of team you got to see how you bounce back after back-to-back losses and not shooting well. You know, when you come in tournaments like this, you're going to have to shoot well. You're going to have to rebound. You're going to have to play fundamentally sound, or because the competition level is definitely heightened